Our story begins in 1980 with the power plant construction and engineering company, Townsend and Bodum.
There were three different computer companies under the Townsend and Bodum umbrella. There was Townsend and Bodum Data Processing, PMA, and Informatics. At some point, someone decided that why don't we just put all three things together? Rather than having three separate companies, let's just make one company out of them. So in July of 1980, that's when TNB Computing was formed.
After these companies merged, TNB Computing was given the goal of selling software development services for some of the products that TNB and PMA had already developed. Ron Gormley was named the first CEO, and Cecil Murray became the first president. With company leadership in place, TNB Computing's identity and early values began to take shape.
From the beginning, one of our key focus points was bringing in great people. People who were smart and well-educated, who have good character and experience and work ethic.
TNB Computing's early offices quickly filled with software engineers, analysts, and the newest technologies the 80s had to offer.
Our office was in at Eisenhower Place. I was in the computer room, and the computer room in those days, we had, it was a 3,500 square foot computer room.
You know, we had a computer room with stacked up next to one another. I don't know how many of these disk drives that looked like washing machines.
Back when I started, we had typewriters. I prepared letters and memos. Everything was done on a typewriter.
You know, back in the day, we were wearing three-piece suits because you might have a client come through the door.
By the late 80s, TNB Computing had established itself with two main product lines, the project management software Track 50 and accounting software Intact 50. Some of the first clients for these products were publishers, foreshadowing a pivotal moment in the company's direction. In 1986, TNB Computing released TrackStar, the sequel to their project management software Track 50. And soon afterwards, they began developing the sequel to their publishing software Intact 50, which would be named Publishers Advantage Computing System, or Advantage for short. TNB Computing started to allocate more and more resources towards their publishing software.
The publishing software was quite a bit of a bigger enterprise than TrackStar. TrackStar did critical path method scheduling along with cost management, but it was pretty self-contained. It was probably equivalent to one publishing module.
Amidst all this, the company was also undergoing the process of being acquired by Tom Monahan, the founder and CEO of Domino's Pizza. During Monahan's tenure, Advantage would be released for the VAX Mini computer series, and a few years later, TNB Computing's ownership would change hands again, this time to some of the company's longtime employees.
In 1991, Thomas S. Monahan, Inc. determined that it would be best to spin off our company. At that point, they were putting much of their focus back toward the pizza companies, toward Domino's. I determined that it would be a good thing for our existing management that myself and two of my vice presidents would offer to buy the company from the then parent company.
With new ownership in place, TNB Computing would continue developing their publishing software, becoming a trusted partner to American publishers by the mid-1990s. Since the publishing software became TNB's flagship offering, the company decided to rebrand to better reflect their product and market. In 1997, Advantage Computing Systems received its new name and logo, and after smoothly navigating through Y2K,
I don't think there was anything that happened after Y2K.
Advantage Computing Systems entered the year 2000 with a strong product, solidified leadership, and an experienced group of engineers and analysts. The company had built a solid foundation in domestic markets, so it was now time to take their product overseas. In the 2000s and into the 2010s, Advantage Computing Systems expanded into European markets, starting with the UK and later into Western Europe. By 2012, around a quarter of Advantage CS's clients were European.
We arrived at the right moment on the market when a lot of the publishers on the European market were trying to replace their system that was in many cases a homegrown system designed in the 80s or in the 90s. I'm amazed how the company engineers, analysts, everybody in general adapted to the new international situation. And we really did a great job to become focused on the international questions, topics, and business.
During this expansion, Advantage Computing Systems adapted to the evolving technologies of the 21st century, which by this time were more digital than hardware-based. The products took a major step forward in 2002 with the development of Advantage's digital subscription solution, and in 2012, the port to .NET from the company's proprietary tools framework was completed. In 2013, the company changed its logo and name one more time to Advantage CS, which is still in use today. In 2015, Advantage CS released
Cider, the e-commerce platform from Advantage CS.
In 2020, Advantage was ported from a desktop application to a web user interface, and after navigating through COVID, the company released Cider Plus in 2023. That just about brings us to the present. So, after 45 years in business, what's next for Advantage CS? So, what's Advantage CS up to nowadays? Let's talk about it. Within the last 10 years or so, Advantage CS has been undergoing a generational shift of sorts, as many of the folks from the TNB days reach retirement age and exit the company.
You know, I kind of saw the old guard leaving over the years, and now it feels like nearly a complete turnover. Of course, there are still a handful of people here that were there back then, but not many.
As our veteran engineers, analysts, and leadership pass the torch, stepping into their place is a younger cohort that brings new skills and perspectives to the company.
Probably in the last 5 to 6 years, Roger's been taking more concrete steps to prepare the next generation of leadership for being able to run the company. Even now, as part of this transition, it's a slow, gradual transition. It's not anything that has to be done in a hurry, but it's something that's being done very deliberately.
From the TNB computing days until now, Advantage CS has undergone a lot of change. The employees, products, and of course the company name have all adapted with the times and client needs. But through it all, the company has never strayed from its foundational values.
It's all about great people, recruiting great people, treating them very well, building team spirit and a collaborative work environment. Our management stays close to the teams that make up the company. Managers and team leaders work literally side by side in team work areas. We also stress having regular meetings of our whole company, team meetings, company celebrations. We have events for families of our staff, and we jointly support community charitable activities.
So, the answer to what's next for Advantage CS is essentially to continue what's brought the company success for over 45 years. Like it always has, the company will adapt to evolving technologies and client needs. The new generation of engineers, analysts, and leadership will build on the legacy of their predecessors. But most importantly, Advantage CS will stay true to the foundational values that have allowed it to be so successful. Advantage CS's story is far from over, and this most current chapter is still being written. But for now, that's as far as the company timeline goes. This has been the story of Advantage CS. Thanks for watching.
I think Advantage CS is a great company. I've had a great career here, and I still very much enjoy what I'm doing.
The one constant in all this has been this table. This table has been in every building that TNB Computing and ACS has been at. It was at the Research Park facility, it was at Green Road, it was at Eisenhower, and it's been here.